I want to go ahead and get started on the machining of the two Kingway straight edges here real soon. So these are 24-inch Camelback straight edges that I bought from Kingway Scraping Consultants. This one, even though it says HKA, he has them all cast the same with the HKA, but this one here is the HK model, and then this one here is the HKA because it's got the dovetail or the angle there. Okay, so what I want to do though is soak them in the Evaporust, you know, the new tank that I made. And you see this one's very rusty here. There's the back side. All right, and then this one here. This one obviously has been casted a lot newer, you know, than this one's been around for a little while, so this one's a little bit newer. Doesn't have a whole lot of rust, but we're going to go ahead and soak it anyway. There's the back side of it. So looking forward to seeing what this looks like once we get them soaked. We'll go ahead and lay them in there and soak them for a full day and pull it out and see what it looks like and see if we need to soak them any longer. It has been kind of cold, so the temperature of the liquid is a little colder than what I would like it to be, so it may not be working as efficiently as it should be. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. All right, here it goes. All right, we'll be back tomorrow evening and pull them out and see what they look like. It's been exactly 24 hours since we put the Camelback straight edges in there, so I'm getting ready to pull those out. And so you probably see that we've got some additional things going on in the tank. And the first thing that I'll address is that I've got this charcoal starter hanging down in there, and I got that idea from the Evaporust guys over at the GOTL, or either Justin, one of them. They had this setup going on in the tank there at the GOTL Fest whenever they were doing that restoration on that drill press, and they had two of them sitting down in the 60-gallon tank and using that to keep the Evaporust at the proper temperature. So it's supposed to be at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit or higher to be most effective. And it's been cold at night, getting down in the 40s, so the solution was really cold this morning. So I actually hung this morning, and it's been working really well. So you see I just got it zip tied to a wooden board right here. It's not touching the bottom down there, and this has been in here for probably about 8 hours already. And it's got the temperature at approximately 80 degrees there. I got this gauge sitting down in there, and it's saying it's 80 degrees. So anyway, that's it. I'll once I'm done with it today, you know, I'll go ahead and unplug that just for safety reasons. But I've just been kind of monitoring this all day and making sure, you know, nothing crazy is going to be going on. So let's go ahead and pull out the straight edges and see. Go ahead and let them drain off just a bit first. So this is the one that's going to have the dovetail on it, and it looks great. You can see the iron oxide coming off on my skin there. By the way, this isn't harmful to your skin, so I would rather be using long gloves, but I need to actually pick some up. But it's not going to bother your skin. All right, so here's the non-angled straight edge that had all the rust on it. It looks good. We'll take it outside and hose it off with the water hose and try to get all the black soot off of it. All right. So by the way, the brown and sharp indicator bases or indicator stand, that's what two of these are, and I want you to look. So these are the 730s. They're looking good. Real nice. This is the other one that was really nasty. These have only been in here for actually a couple of hours today. And I've got some of the other parts that go with it. These were all, you know, flashed over with rust. Just being able to soak that kind of stuff in the Evaporust works really well. These I had forgotten to put in there until about an hour ago. I left them on the table, but they're looking real good. That's the center stem for the indicator base. I'll probably go get my little scrub brush and go ahead and give them a scrub as well. So one of the tricks you can do with your Evaporust to keep something from flashing over after you rinse it off with water, you know, after you pull it out, to keep it from rusting over again, go ahead and just give it another dip in the Evaporust, just to kind of rinse the water off of it, and pull it out. And then we're just going to set it off to the side, and we're just going to let this dry. We're going to let the Evaporust dry on there, and this will leave a little protective film on there and keep it from flash rusting. All right, and that's a good little trick you can do if you want to keep it from rusting. If you're going to do some other things with it right away, go do some painting or something, you don't want to do this. But we're going to go from here to the machine and start doing some machining on it. All right, here's the other one. Give it a little dip. Rinse the plain water off of it. Going to leave them on the table here to just let them air dry just like that. And then from there we're going to go to the shaper and start cutting them. I want to share this and give a big thanks to Gary Cute over at Tools for Machines. This is a Camelback straight edge that he had cast over at Houston Foundry and has been making up. So I was talking to him about a story. He wrote me a really nice letter here too, by the way. I was talking to him when I was up in Meridian about visiting Long Machine Tool and finding the stash of Camelback straight edges there that Long had. And it was one of those things that wasn't for sale. But what was really funny about that was that I found several things in there that were the items that were not for sale in this entire warehouse that was just machine tools and machinery that was for sale, you know. And I kept coming up on things and saying, hey, is this for sale? No, I'm not going to sell that one. So anyway, I was telling Gary the story about that, and in his letter he said he felt really bad about that. But this is an 18-inch Camelback straight edge that he had made up, and he wanted to send to me and let me have. So I've already got a couple of the Richard King Camelbacks that I plan on machining on the shaper as a shaper project, and Gary wanted me to have this one of his also, so that I would have one of his to use on the shaper as well. So Gary, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this in the shaper, and this one should be pretty nice. We'll probably just leave this casting alone right here, the camelback part of it, and just clamp it upside down in the vise and get it leveled out real good, and just we can do all three sides at one time in the shaper there. So it's a nice casting and a very nice gift there. So Gary, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. So this is another nice piece of heavy cast iron. This is an item that I actually purchased from Clark Easterling over at Windy Hill Foundry. It was a few months back that he was showing that he had this pattern there, and he was going to produce some of these over at his foundry and sell them, and asked if anybody was interested. And so a few of the guys stepped up and said they wanted one. I was one of those guys. So it just arrived not long ago, and I'm real happy with it. This is, I believe this was a sign that was on the top of a vise display, because I remember one of the other guys on Instagram showing some catalog pictures of it. They used to have like a display that was circular that had all of their different products on this display, like their vices, and at the top of this they had this sign right there, and you can see there's a hole that he drilled there. So it actually was designed to spin on there. So Athol Machine, the Athol Machine Company that produced vices. So I plan on getting this thing cleaned up and do some painting and just hang it up around here somewhere. But really nice job. Clark does a good job over at his foundry, and I really like supporting him and his effort there. So thank you very much, Clark. Awesome job here. I've been given the Athol Machine Company sign a cleanup with the wire brush outside. That's really all I've done. So I've got it cleaned up the way I want. I'm going to go ahead and brush a coat of the CRC rust converter on there just to get it protected and to give it a good primer coat until I decide how I want to actually paint this thing. I've been doing a cleanup on all of my Brown and Sharp number 730 and the 731 indicator stand. So all this stuff right here, I've been soaking in the Evaporust for a day, and I pulled it out and just washed everything off. And I'm real happy with the way it turns out. Every time I do these kind of tools, it just makes me feel so much better about cleaning these things up and making them look more presentable. So I did not Scotch-Brite anything here yet. I do plan on polishing everything a little bit more, like all of the tubes right here. You know, I actually like to put these in a lathe and just hit it with the gray Scotch-Brite to kind of get a little bit of a shine back on them. But I purposely didn't do any of that because I wanted everybody to see what these kind of tools look like once you soak them in Evaporust and clean them up. So like all of the bases right here, really all these all these need is just like a good lapping. And usually what I do on stuff like this, I've got my lapping plate over there with sandpaper taped down to it, and I'll just take it and just lightly rub it a little bit. You can also use your precision ground flat stones to just kind of knock off any of the burrs and the high spots on them. And these are also great candidates for the surface grinder, and dust them off and make them look good. So anyway, that's those two there. Here's the other base plate. This one was more severely rusted over its life. That's one of the reasons why it looks a little bit more dark, is just because it's got a little bit more pitting of the surface there from all the rust that was on it over the years. The hold down screws right there. This right here is a good example of how to use the rust soak, is because you don't want to, not me personally, I don't want to stick this kind of stuff in a blast cabinet and blast it and etch it and take all of the natural machined finish and polishing off of it. So the soaking allows it to be just a very simple way to remove any of the surface rust and then just kind of wipe it off. That's the bent rod that comes with the set. All right, the split clamp. And then here's the big boy 730, and you can see it's etched quite a bit. So it really needs a good polishing on it. This one's been abused pretty good. It's been well used over its lifespan. And of course all of the rods that go with it right there. So these are incomplete sets right here. They're missing parts and pieces, and just like the center clamp right here. So this clamp is stripped out, so this needs to be repaired or replaced actually, and so that you can screw that on there and tighten it up. So this one of these is missing this snug right here, this clamp system, and both of them are missing the smaller rod that goes through here that the indicator goes on. But that's how I bought them, is incomplete sets. So anyway, real happy with how this has turned out, and I wanted to show you what everything looked like when it was cleaned up.
That goes out in the front. Look, I want to show you. This is mine. Look at this. So you know how y'all slab wood?
Yeah.
He slabbed the tree.
Yeah.
Is your mind being blown right now?
I know. Like, what's even just under this table? Like, what? Like,
All kinds of
there could
scraps.
be stuff in there. Lost the time.
Look at the anvil.
Yeah.
Peter Wright.
Ooh, that's a drill press.
Mm-hmm. You could get some pictures for us, babe.
Adam, there's a nice drill press here.
All right.
I know a Progress. It's called a Progress. Looks machinist-y.
I need to go get my flashlight.
Gizmosity is Let's see
Progress.
yeah, like what is
Yeah.
what is that?
Victoria Machine Tool Company, London.
That's like a serious beast.
English made.
That's a beast.
All right, I went and got my light. Came prepared this time, so we can see something a little bit better.
Adam, there's a bunch of tool holders.
Drill indexes.
No, like tool posts.
Okay.
Lathe holder things.
All right.
What are those officially called?
Let's see what you're.
Is there a size you're looking for?
Let's see what you're talking about. You talking about the tool bit holders?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The Armstrong. Yeah, tool bit holders. I'm looking for the biggest ones Armstrong
Biggest
ever
ones,
made.
I remember one.
Yeah, 43, 44. You wouldn't be able to pick them up. They're so big.
Well, this isn't Armstrong.
They weigh like 80 pounds.
That's why I have that 59 and the 61
Yeah.
and the 7000. The Armstrong 7000.
So is all this stuff for sale or what?
I think so. What is here? It's a lathe.
Is it? Oh, it is a lathe.
Carol Jameson machine tool.
Oh, look at the decimal chart.
Oh, you want it, don't you?
I do.
Take
I gotta have it.
Take it.
Williams Tool Sales Company Incorporated, Fort Worth, Texas. Andrew, did you see the decimal chart in here?
No, where is it?
Right here. Check that out. Behind the lathe.
Oh yeah, there's a lathe under there.
Yeah, I just saw that. The Carol Jameson. Check out that decimal chart, man.
That's a cool one.
Gotta have.
You
that.
want that? I'll get it for you.
Yeah. It looks like it's paper.
It's a Jones. I don't know.
So does he sell all this stuff, or is it just a collection? Yeah.
So that lathe went underwater. It's flooded one time.
That's an old step pulley. That's old.
And then that whole cabinet right there is all lathe tools and stuff.
Yeah, I saw there's some Armstrong tooling in here.
I just talked to him on the phone. If you see something you like, let me know, and then I'll call him and we work a price.
You already know everything. I mean, you got my questions. So I'm gonna hold it against you so you find out. Okay, anyway, says, how many big? It's big old one inside. Oh, it's like my little secret weapon. One big pig.
What is the lifting?
Cool.
3,000?
Incredibly cool.
Yeah.
That's almost too much.
Nah.
Should reduce that.
Say no to no.
Yeah, apparently that's where we are.
That's what? We don't wanna get lost and
We
buried.
gotta find more drill charts and other machinist-based things.
We love the
We can go
machinist
upstairs.
tools.
Can we go upstairs? Or are we gonna drive?
I want to find an old steel decimal chart.
Scanning.
What is it? Does
The
what?
decimal chart.
Oh, decimal chart.
Yeah, I found. Well, Abby found it. It was behind the lathe there.
Am I gonna die if I walk up here?
Well, go up and find out so that we'll know.
Go
I've
for the
been
giddy.
up there, yeah, many times.
What's up here?
Where's the tool room you're talking about?
Right in there.
What's in here?
Get a buffer.
A kid.
Kill yourself, not me, please.
Oh god, it's like a telescope.
Acknowledge the fact that you almost rammed that.
Yeah,
Hold on, we need to investigate what I almost killed her.
yeah.
I think April just shat herself.
Dude, if I just like died by way of a vacuum falling on me, I would have been pissed. Like an anvil, okay.
Look at all the screw jacks in here, man. Got a bunch of screw jacks in here.
Oh, Jimmy, I'll show you another
Look at this,
one.
okay.
There's that old drill press.
What is that?
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah. That's cool. Looks like the original paint just flaking.
With the red primer underneath.
Victoria Machine Tool Company, London. Progress 5E. What?
Did you know that during the war there was actually like a law on how you could finish machinery? Yeah, so it was basically a law put into place where one coat of primer,
Yeah.
2 coats of paint finish.
Okay.
Was the law put into place?
Yeah. Get it coated and get it out of here, right?
Yeah, that was it.
There's another little anvil right here.
There's one right here too.
There's another and another.
This is a nice anvil, man. It doesn't look like it's been used a lot.
It's a good size.
Here's another lathe.
I like the machinery ahead.
This is a Hindi. A Hindi lathe. Where's the other anvil?
Right here.
Oh, I passed it. Oh, okay. There it is. That one over there is even nicer. It's like got sharp edges on it.
Yeah, go for it.
This is from the all the dust from the highway, huh?
Yeah.
What are all these?
Crazy stuff.
Oh, off of a tub.
Oh, it's one of those things. That tickles my fancy.
Look, there's one, there's a blade one.
Right, I see that. Poster.
Oh, baby.
Other assorted paraphernalia.
There's a bunch of them up on the hill too.
You're up on the hill.
You're
I like how he places his plot. Terrible, too.
Yeah,
Yes.
Andrew, he's not going to sell you this one here.
maybe later, yeah.
He's still using that
He
one.
uses that, yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
want that one?
Does he use the fireplace?
What you want that one for? Okay, is that a little sign?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I bought one from him. The other day it was in here.
So why did he decide to get rid of, he has this.
Yeah, so the old one's three-phase, and he made a phase where it's on the wall.
Oh, years ago?
And it broke, and so he just never.
Is that from us?
Yeah.
I watched it.
What?
I like the little doors.
I have a bunch of.
I can get on board with pretty much everything, even the bed rails, but the toilet seats, I don't know. I don't know if I'm on board with that.
Yeah, we got a little
Yeah,
bizarre.
up there.
What? But why?
Okay, y'all wanna go up on the hill?
Climbing.
Come on, kitty. You gotta stay here, I bet.
What do you think, Jimmy?
Look, I'm looking into my future.
It's Jim's task.
In your future.
Yeah.
You're slowly building your collection.
All I need is a nail and a hammer and something to hang on it.
Adam,
Yeah.
Jimmy found you something you'll have a heart attack.
Ooh.
Oh, man, the SW card.
Somebody has.
Yeah, there it is.
You know it's in perfect shape too because it was hung on here when it was new.
Oh, man. All it's got is dust on it.
That's it.
Harrisburg Boulevard, Houston, Texas. Gotta have it, man.
On
Yeah.
special nights, Abby dresses
What
up
is
as a
it worth?
decimal chart.
Yeah.
And
Think he'll take $50 for it?
I think like 65
Andrew?
bucks.
It's
75 bucks.
genius.
Just watch this.
There's
Hey,
one.
Lonnie. Andrew, how are you? Hey, on one on one of these doors, behind the door, you got a old decimal chart.
See that
That's
accent
orange.
coming through? It's faking the accent.
That's hanging up. The buddy of mine wants to offer you $35 for. It's a decimal chart.
Fraction of decimal.
Look at.
Yeah.
It's a friggin' chart.
Yes, exactly.
It's getting ripped. We're gonna take it down. We're gonna read it.
Okay.
We're gonna press.
I'll leave the money in there on the table for you, in your vice. I'll just clamp it on your vice. Okay. And I'm gonna take everything else in the building, so don't worry about it. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like I'm,
No,
I'm 90. I don't understand sarcasm.
Okay, well, we're about to take them up on the hill and let them look
All
around.
that dust on it.
Yo,
But I'll-
Do you want me to
I'll
wipe
leave
this
the
off for
money.
you, like Vanna White?
this is
Okay, thank you.
don't touch,
Don't
just
touch
pure,
it.
pure
Don't touch the
dust.
dust.
$35, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Look at that screw picture. I've always loved that. Eric.
Are you serious with this?
Yeah, I give him crap about that all the time.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
What is it?
It's like this is
25 years in the
commitment.
making.
Look right there. Is
Yeah.
the wooden bandsaw.
I see the bandsaw.
It's all
Oh,
wooden
it's-
bandsaw.
It's all wood. Holy
Why?
shit, you're right.
Why?
Because oh,
Allergies?
did you die?
No, not yet.
That was like the pussiest sneeze I've ever heard.
That was pretty loud for me.
What happened
What?
just now?
Did you really put this on as a young sapling?
This is the good picking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over last week.
You think this is actually doing anything?
Is that holding the building up?
Dude,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
it's gonna fall on you like
Oh my
Buster Keaton.
Why do you like to push so many
I'm
boundaries?
sick of living. Life is pain. No, yeah.
Look at the wheelbarrow on the tree. Is that another like
Watch out for
art
the unnecessary tree pipe.
What is this, like reclaimed wood?
and everything?
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. I wasn't peeing. I was
Yeah, it looks
humping
like
it.
It's all tongue and groove.
Did he just resell this stuff?
Yeah, so this is all longleaf pine that he's taking out of buildings and stuff.
Wow.
It's
Does
Tunge
he
and
sell
Grove.
any of it,
It's
though?
kind of like architectural. Just
Like a
a
protection?
just a windsock.
Winds.
The windsock. Yeah, the GoPros suck with the audio mics.
Really,
What if he
really.
make his living to where he could just like go buy all this
He's an
stuff?
artist. He's always just barely got by.
Wow.
Boy, the lumber just doesn't stop.
Oh my God, this full.
Why are you pushing more boundaries? I am
It's like a
never
wonderland.
walking around you.
I've never been to somewhere like this. Like,
not just
why is this thing alive yet?
This wood. He's like trying to
No tree that's alive
make
should do.
things fall down. Look at that
I could break
huge
this.
wood pile. I mean, there's like
Should I break it?
14
Staples out of
of
the way.
these.
Can I
Yeah,
break
don't,
this?
hold on. Wait till I
Can I
walk
break
out
this?
of the
I'm breaking it right
range. Oh, no, go ahead. Pull it down.
Pneumatic
These
like
two
that.
flanges open up and the
Oh,
saw blade go
God,
there.
yeah.
And then you,
A
that would be
horizontal
run.
one. Or a round
Round
one.
one.
Oh,
It
okay.
chops off for making firewood.
Oh, okay. So you're chopping this portion only.
Oh,
I thought it was some. Okay, cool.
Flat belt drive. Are these Babbitt bearings?
Yeah, it should be, but somebody put a grease.
That's pretty cool. I like that, except for this exposed wheel. Surely there's something
This
in
is
that.
a death trap, dude.
Yeah, but except for this exposed wheel, surely that's a cool thing.
yeah, that's like, except for the fire.
Yeah, but you could build a guard around it.
That calls
Back before
I like
OSHA
that.
existed.
Ooh, more legs. I see. And
Another power hammer.
don't have enough blowers.
Wayer Brothers. Mayer Brothers. All the blacksmith stuff. The vices, blowers.
I'm trying to be cool to repurpose this. I don't know what. I'm not. Like, what would this be?
That's all.
This stuff's pretty cool. I like.
Oh, you can buy that from the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can like specify the hole size you want.
Okay.
I bought it really small for something, and I still use it for a couple pieces.
He's got some more of it over here.
Yeah, I got size about this size, a little small from the car.
Okay.
You get this nice, bright, shiny, brand new steel.
I think it's pretty cool whenever they do like handrails with
Yeah.
it. I've seen it used like that. Oh man, look how thick that one is. What would you use this for?
No, it's not working.
Just hold yourself in an X and try and roll in it.
Oh, yes.
It's called a cryo wheel.
Oh God.
Look at these pieces right here.
No. Another sewing machine.
I think these are what Clark was using today at his.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew told me what they were earlier, and so I just spotted them, and I felt all awesome.
Can I smash this thing?
This is a cast iron chair.
Well, they don't build them like that at
Oh,
Harbor
wow,
Freight, do they?
definitely don't.
Dude, that is so wild.
Can I smash the toilet?
Just bolts. Yeah, just bolts together. Huh?
Hey, are those black and white?
Press. Look at the gears and the ratios on this insane thing.
What are we looking at?
This is an arbor press. Down there next to the power hammer was this is the original top to it.
Wow.
So that's
Jeez.
a ratcheting arbor press.
Basically.
Well, this was a wheel. The wheel broke, but
Oh yeah.
there's
is this
the
like
ratchet
this
on
because
it.
it's rod?
Yeah. Well, no, it's like that.
Or is
Somebody
that
put a
scratch?
pipe wrench on it
Okay.
So where's the rest of the body?
down there.
It was in the
I
shop.
already bought it. See?
Damn. That's very.
You've already bought the rest of the press?
Yeah.
There's a
It's in the shop down there.
Oh, okay. Dang, man.
I'm converting it back to this and taking the hydraulic cylinder off.
Okay.
I'm using this.
All right.
Do you need a flywheel?
Yeah. I've already got one that will work.
This for picking up crucibles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Totally.
Wow.
And they're all the crucibles are over there.
Like that's some big guru.
Yeah.
There's some machine tools in here.
I
Some
wonder what how
brakes.
the Clark's pulled though.
Pardon?
He's still heating shit up.
He's probably
Pexto and Wilcox.
Oh, I love this.
Fucking guy made 400 mistakes.
Yes. We need to make a fire with this cauldron. I want that cauldron.
It casts spells.
Oh, there's another cauldron.
Get it. If you want it, just pick it up.
No, I wouldn't know what to do with it. But I do love it.
Vertical lathe close to where I am. That would be like super cool just to take the table just for welding purposes.
Yeah. Look at that.
Hate the rasher. Hate them.
There's actually guys that do this to their workbench.
Just
They
for welding.
they run this through the table and just weld a plate to the bottom.
Yeah, like it's obviously better than.
Yeah, foot power. What is this right here?
That's the flux capacitor.
Yeah, it looks like you should lay on it and it like launches you.
Yeah, that's all it is. The human launcher.
Here's a children cage.
Ooh. There, like you need this card.
Oh yeah. The rest of it rotted away, but you can rebuild.
Wood is easy.
Hold on. Let's play a little game of what is it? Okay. Okay, we're gonna play on Instagram. We're gonna play a little game of what the F is it?
What is this?
Everybody know what this is? If you know what it is, you're gonna guest appearance on the Fitz-All podcast. Not really, but let's see if anybody can guess what it is.
You will get nothing and like it?
That's hilarious.
Now somebody will have to put on it and spin around.
Keep one.
That's a
It's made by Garbo.
A craftsman.
yeah, that's
One of my railroad
undesirable.
stands came from this place.
Oh really? There's a vise right there.
Who's that one? What's crazy is that this is all I can only see.
Yes.
Like this is just line of sight, like what's under this. That's all.
Hey, biggity bum bum. It's a craftsman.
That one's been welded. It's been welded back together. Andrew, did you see this little Parker?
Let me see that.
It's been welded.